Final try. Final try. I'm going to try it on my laptop, which I don't like the camera on my laptop, but how's that? Is that better? It says it live over here. Let me just check. I'm just checking. Oh, that looks much better. It's obviously a problem with my phone. What the hell could that be? It's obviously a problem with my phone and YouTube, which is really bloody annoying because that's where we do all our lives. Hello, everyone. Is that better? Christina King. Yeah, I never use this. Let me just clean this. There we go. Tell you what, I'm looking forward to a haircut. My guy in Soho. Oh, who's that? Hello, Chi-Chi. Hello, darling. How are you? Come on up. Look. Do you want to come up? Come here, Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, come here. Come here. Can you see her? You see her? Hey, hello. Do you know what? When I'm editing or writing in here, she just comes and she just sits on the floor. So cute. You're right. Anyway, she'll settle down. Of course, it's kind of appropriate. She knows that we're doing a story about a Labrador today. Have you heard this story? Is that better? Get Nadia to cut your hair. Nanny Di was considering having a buzz cut the other day. Did you know that? I just want to ask a few people a couple of questions about television. You know, we're a review channel as much as we are a sort of vlogging and all that kind of stuff. For me, it's the part of the channel I've been really missing in lockdown. Sorry, Joshua Pilling. Has anyone seen the series Inside Monaco? I was having a meeting with BBC Commissioning yesterday online, and they were talking about how it's been an astonishing success for the BBC. Has anyone seen Inside Monaco? Nadia is in the shower, I'm afraid. She's got to bed late. She had having a lovely time with Lisa, and she's a little bit worse for wear, but I'm sure you'll see her later. Greetings from Portugal, Francisca Bastos. Welcome to Portugal. Hello. I seem to remember the Portuguese national dish. Is it catapenya? Yes. Oh, yes, it's good. Yes, it's fascinating. Dawn Claricoats, Michelle Hughes, Jenna Whiteley. Yeah, and apparently it was a sort of what they call in the trade a 360-degree look at the life and people and characters of Monaco. Anyway, well, the BBC are looking for something similar, but in a different place. And I thought one of the best research tools we've got in our development of ideas for broadcasters is you guys. So, you know, what would deliver? And they don't want anything that's London-centric. They don't want anything that's in the UK, but they are keen on something that delivers that sort of cataplania. That's it. Thank you, Francesca Bastos. And anything bacalao. Codfish, that's right. Years ago, we did an Eating in the Sun, Francesca, for the BBC, actually, and Nadia had to cook in a Portuguese restaurant, and she made a cataplana, and she had to make, did she make bacalao? And she also did the custard tarts as well. Keep looking up there, because I think the camera's up there, but it's on here. Hi, Rachel and Wayne in Birmingham, from Birmingham, Handsworth. Haha, that's where I was born. Can you believe it? I was born at Handsworth General Hospital. Inside each, and now Janine Amory, thank you for that. I was thinking and wondering whether the whole Valley of the Kings and the whole Egyptian thing, and you've got the tourist sort of veneer, I mean, obviously we have to be post-COVID, and then you've got the history, and then you've got the sort of environmental and all that kind of stuff. So that's a good one. Inside Egypt. I mean, I suppose Monaco delivers you the rich. I mean, I was thinking you might be able to go for something like Hollywood, because you've got extraordinary wealth sitting on, and that wealth is a sort of veneer of sort of fakeness, isn't it? But there's also a genuine industry there sitting on top of often poverty. I mean, parts of Hollywood, North Hollywood, are really, really poor. I think that would be good. Death on the Nile film coming up. Skippy Bottom. Malta, yes, Malta would be good. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, Malta. Velvet Vicky Waiting. You were disappointed with Egypt. I've heard that so many times. Was it a bit shabby? I've always heard it's much shabbier than people think. People think they're going to get grandeur. Boris, I did see Boris. I mean, I think Boris was blaming care home managers, wasn't he, for the deaths in care homes. Vegas is a good one. Zowan 869107111. Yeah, again for that sort of strange artificial surface versus odd underbelly. Yeah, no, that is a good bedfellow just to do Vegas, like Alad the Hangover. Yeah, Margaret Ann MacArthur, Monaco had it all, including the royal family. Yeah, there is that sort of, there's the sort of landed kind of grounded gentry. Felicity Cook, people are done with Hollywood. Do you think no to Hollywood, done to death? Yeah, okay. It had Coca-Cola bar at the bottom of the grandfather pyramid and by the Sphinx. Oh, Velvet Vicky, that's awful. I can see how that was a great disappointment. You could argue, I mean, if Hollywood, I mean, I think Hollywood's been done obviously, but is there a less obvious way to do somewhere like Hollywood? It's like Vegas. I feel like I've seen Vegas many times. I feel like it's a well-trodden, you know, are we going to reveal anything new that we didn't know about Vegas? I mean, I'll tell you a place I was shocked by when I got there was a place like Atlantic City. That was a strange place. You know, I wonder if it's more, I wonder if you want to go for more, I don't know. Yeah, that's tricky, isn't it? But Malta might be a good one. Those, can I get a hi from my mum, Laura Dion? Teddy Gal, of course you can. Hello, Laura Dion, Teddy Gal's mum. There you go. Iceland, Qatar, or Hawaii. Hawaii, that's interesting. Jane Bentley, stressed to death trying to choose a secondary school for my son. All visits are being done virtually. That is tough. That is tough. I mean, we're going to have, I mean, Kiki's decided upon a school that she wants to go to, not this September, but September after. And yeah, we had to do a virtual sort of chinwag and chat as we walk around. Interesting, when you read our book, when it comes out in September, you know, it's funny how schooling or not schooling as a choice for the child is actually itself a part of homeschooling. Tina Davis, I've never been to Hollywood. It would be nice to see. I mean, I think the thing about having filmed a lot in Los Angeles, you've got that whole, as I say, you've got the business. And the business is a real business, you know. It's like a mining or an oil town, you know. In the old days, it's like an oil town, but it's showbiz. You know, every restaurant you go into, everyone's an actor. So you could chart things from that level. You know, if you go down Hollywood Boulevard, you've got the sort of cosplayers almost, but they're kind of essentially they're people who are touting for money, street performers, and they're dressed as all the kind of Hollywood superheroes and all that kind of stuff. So that might be interesting. Ellis Sketches. I've had to postpone my wedding to next year. This weekend coming. Government doesn't realise not every family is small. Very true. Very true. Louise Jones. I'm okay. Not feeling too good today. Feeling a bit sick. Oh God. Well, has anyone? Michelle Hughes. Does Nadia drive a car? She has passed her test. I did buy her a car years ago, and she never drove it. So Nanny Di ended up driving it. Oh, Velvet Vicky Waiting, Alaska. Yeah, I mean, I wonder, you know, in a weird way, they've sort of, Monaco's done the glitz and the glam, and then the kind of, but it's also there's a sort of hilarity to it. I've got to watch it. I mean, I haven't seen it. This is all on hearsay, but apparently it's just been getting absolutely bonkers on BBC iPlayer. What was another series that they were talking about? Let me just find. There's another series that I wanted to ask you guys if you'd seen. Oh, where's it gone? No. There we go. Have you seen the Grand Party Hotel? Have you seen that? The Grand Party Hotel? Has anyone seen that? Kazakhstan? That would be interesting. But must be something. Yeah, no. Nadia's kind of in host mode. Seeing the other, I like seeing the other side of the glitz and glam of cities. I agree. Yeah, so do I. Inside North Korea, but I don't think you'd be allowed. That was done as well, wasn't it, by Michael Palin recently? I think he went in, or people claim they've gone in. They never really give you anything new, but they're just the title behind the Iron Curtain or whatever it is. Inside the Vatican. That was another good one. Yeah, I did see that one. There was a new thriller last night on BBC One that I'm going to watch. Yes, Nadia was talking about that. Yeah, so dreaming saves, or someone just said they're interested in dreaming saves your life. Well, what has come out is a report saying spending less time in REM sleep is linked to a greater overall risk of death from any cause, as well as from cardiovascular disease and other diseases, except for cancer. The effect of short-term REM, rapid eye movement, time and mortality, has not been previously shown. Among the different theories about REM sleep function are that it helps in forming new memories, stimulates the central nervous system, and restores brain chemistry. So essentially, the more you spend in that REM time in your sleep, the healthier you're going to be. It's good for your brain. And I think that's probably why shift workers and people who don't get to sleep deeply often find have a lower immune system. I mean, if I'm honest, Nanny Di for years worries me because she used to do night shifts in the NHS. And I don't think I think all of this sort of stuff about eating magnums at 6 a.m., 3 a.m. even, I've got to say is probably a hangover from her shift work. Does anyone here do shift work? I used to, in my earliest days when I was editing, an editor, I used to do shift work where you'd have to edit through the night, edit the news through the night. Elsa Pott. Oh, thank you. People really enjoyed the date night vlog. Yeah, that sits out of sequence. We've got other vlogs coming. We've got loads and loads of content coming, lots of Nanny Di and all that kind of stuff coming. But we just thought it kind of made sense on Super Saturday to do a little time capsule or a little insert, if you like, almost a live, but an edited live, if you know what I mean. Susan Stone, I've been dreaming more since lockdown. I haven't been having particularly pleasant dreams. Have you been having nice dreams, anyone? Exactly, Tina Davis. My partner on shift work messed with his sleep. It really does. And if you do it for a protracted period of time, I think Nan did it for several years. I did it for about 6 months. And God, it messes with your head. I mean, sleep deprivation, don't get me wrong, can demonstrate all the symptoms of depression and high anxiety. And so many problems stem from a lack of sleep. We don't sleep well. And I don't subscribe to all this 5G nonsense, but I do think that the sheer number of Wi-Fi signals passing through us has got to be a bad thing. No, Gabriella, I agree. I can't believe Boris is comment about care homes, but then I can't really believe most of what comes out of Boris's mouth either. Elsa Pop, my husband went to New York years ago and asked a taxi driver to take him on a tour of the Bronx to see the other side of New York. He really enjoyed it and had a meal with the taxi driver. I mean, that's one of the luxuries of making programs, is that you're sort of fast tracked in. When I filmed in India for about a month or so, obviously we were kind of escorted around by a fixer, but you got to dip your toe into the real India, sort of grassroots India, but then you have got a chance to go into the sort of higher echelons. I mean, I wonder whether something like Bollywood might be quite a compelling project. The sort of Slumdog Millionaire kind of idea. That there's this. You've got Hollywood. I mean, that's an obvious, like people said, you see that a lot. But I wonder if Bollywood might be something that's quite good. Why? I mean, although there are many different Bollywoods in India, obviously many different film industries in India. Nicola Randall, sleep deprivation usually makes me. Yeah, I mean, the reason I drink coffee is to kind of cut through the and get me awake. Mumbai would be good, yeah. Istanbul is fascinating. It needs to be somewhere that has everyone has a perception of. I mean, I know Istanbul's an amazing city. I love Istanbul, but I don't know if I don't think the majority of people would go, oh yeah. I mean, again, but then would the majority of people think, oh, India, because fundamentally a lot of people are quite racist. McDonald's farmer, it's horrible being depressed in bed during day on lockdown. Morning, Mark. Angela Jones, I'm feeling good this morning. Going into town for the first time since lockdown to do a bit of shopping, face mask ready. Yeah, I got a bit concerned today. I don't feel like we've got enough face masks. Where are people getting their face masks from? Oh, Chelsea girl, you stopped shift work 2 years ago and you still haven't got back to a good sleep pattern. Absolutely. Coffee does affect your sleep. My sleeping has been messed up so badly. Yeah. Are you having a haircut soon, Mark? Don't know, Shirley. What do you reckon? I did say on the last one, I need a haircut. I'd like a haircut. I don't particularly, there are certain environments I'm happy to go into, and quite a spacious restaurant with everyone at arm's length is one thing, but someone fiddling with my head and talking to me isn't something I'm particularly confident about at the moment. You only need a face mask if you go on public transport. Salsa Trish sleep, what's that? Yeah, so true. You can get five masks from Poundland, I think. Johnny Depp has just arrived at court for trial with son. Oh dear. Okay. Do a number one at the same time as your mum. I'm Andrea Crash. Can I just say, I might. When I do, I think the thing is though, I just immediately look like a crim. A friend of mine sent me a photo. He's got a full head of hair, and he sent a photo of his photoshopped head and he pretended he'd been shaved. And I was like, ugh. I got my mask from Groupon. Done 9977. When you know there's a comedy, can't remember the name, but I think you'll like it. A lot of UK's best actors all together. Oh God, do let us know. Sounds great. Switzerland might be quite a good one. Everyone sort of thinks they know about Switzerland. Switzerland is like Monaco, isn't it? Switzerland, Sarah Hawes. Nicola Sinnott, Mark, I hear you. I'm the same. Hate chit chat. No. Yeah, did I say that? I mean, I do hate chit chat. Hate chit chat. Did you feel nervous going out for date night? I think I saw it. Yes. A lot of people seem to think that we'd somehow turned our back on. You know, we've all been in lockdown for 5 months. We've gone through all sorts of highs and all sorts of lows. We've gone through panic. We've gone through fear. We've gone through loathing. And I just think we'd got to a point where we just wanted to go out safely, which is why you probably saw from the vlog, we went to one of the quietest parts of London, then one of the most spacious restaurants with the least number of customers, and then got back into it and didn't travel on public transport. We drove there and drove back. I mean, it was about as safe as we could have been. But I do think that there's and also there's the economic sort of imperative to kind of get things moving, which leads me in a way. Has anyone heard that 3 pubs have already closed since the weekend? Let me take you back to that. So yes, so sleeping, theoretically, rapid eye movement, dream sleep is going to make your life healthier. You're going to less likely to die of certain things. But the Evening Standard is reporting that since customers who visited a couple of pubs over the weekend have tested positive for the virus, 3 pubs have had to close again. And this just struck me as bizarre. Is there an onus of responsibility or an obligation on the pubs to close if an outbreak happens? Is this part of the deal of going to a pub? Do you know that, guys? So the Lighthouse Kitchen and Carvery in Burnham-on-Sea said a customer tested positive and was making its way through a list of people who were in the bar on Saturday. Slowly getting through customers. The Fox and Hounds in Batley, West Yorkshire, said it would be closed until further notice. And the Village Home Pub at Ulverstoke Gosport said it had also had a case of coronavirus in the pub. Some of us are in isolation. The pub is now shut, but all being well, will open again on Saturday. So is this what's going to happen? Is this what's going to happen? Are we going to have to... Are pubs going to open and then close and then open and then close? I mean, how's that going to work? Yeah, I think they should close if there is an outbreak. Yes, they have to be sanitized. We have to get out now. What kind of life would it be if we spend years inside? That's not a life. We have to live with this virus. It's not going anywhere. Louise Jones. There is an element of that. And also we need to kind of, I'm not saying herd immunity is the way forward, but if we don't push out, are we going to live in fear for the rest of our lives? I don't understand why they had to open the pubs. It just strikes me strange if that, I mean, surely if those 3 pubs have had a case, all those bars and restaurants in Soho, there must have been at least 1 case. Surely. The rest of Australia has closed their border to Victoria, Australia. Joan Coughlin. Why is that? Because of outbreaks? Karen Hart, I think it's a bit ominous that they've asked for everyone's names to be collected at the door of pubs. Obviously, they're expecting outbreaks. And this is my worry for I think I've said it before, every sector. It's like cinemas. If you get 1 case in 1 cinema, are they going to close the cinema or are they going to close all cinemas? Likewise with theatres. I think people who are healthy should venture out. I mean, I do think they're saying that the reason the vast number of cases is going through the roof is that it's younger and younger people getting it. A lot of them are asymptomatic and a lot of them are testing positive, but it doesn't particularly hurt them. And you wonder, is this a good thing? I mean, what about this story that Spain found the virus in their water system back in March last year? You know what I mean? Paranoia is everywhere, which is not helping things. You're absolutely right, which is, doesn't help things getting back. No, the Outdoor Minute Theatre in Cornwall has allowed visitors to walk around it, but no performances. Shelley Moss, we love the Minute Theatre. We love it. Have to get a name if you go in cafes. Do they? Are they obliged? Is it a sort of health and safety thing that they have to get a list of names as you go in? I suppose they had our details from when we booked the restaurant. What was that? Melbourne 2 wave total lockdown for 6 weeks. Second wave, really? Mask Kid, really? We just need the effing vaccine. Really hadn't heard about that. Total song that will be. Sorry, just reading through comments or responding to other comments that I haven't read. Suzanne Stone, I agree. I mean, I personally thought it was absolutely balmy doing it on a Saturday night. They should have opened everywhere on a Monday, and they should have just gently built up to the weekend, and you'd have had less of an explosion. Some pubs near me, Leggy Blonde, you have to fill out a form, an application form. Jamaica's handled the virus very well. It's very low, and it's the third world country. It's for contact tracing if one person develops symptoms. It's all part of track and trace. We still don't know. It's only if it will lay dormant in people and re-trigger like Ebola did. Yes. I think that everyone in England should be sent a home testing kit every 14 days. That way we would know and isolate if we had it. Louise Jones, I agree. Do you think it's a cost problem, though? I think it's a cost problem. Looking muscly there, Mark. Wow, okay. Oh, God, bloody hell. Second nature to track and trace in New Zealand. No paranoia here, just a temporary new way of life. I'm 39, 4 months later. I'm still having sporadic symptoms of COVID after a mild case. Oh, 4 months later, sorry. I wouldn't judge people going out, but please don't think if you're fit and healthy that it won't affect you. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, look at the Nick Cordero on Broadway. Jen's Market, thank you very much. So taking all the fun out of life, hate it. Katie Webb, Jamie Jake. Robert Barnier, don't trust the government, people, lock yourselves down. Aussie Bob, hi Aussie Bob. I was in isolation due to rheumatoid arthritis, so starting to go out 2 weeks ago, was nervous but can't be in lockdown forever. I'm just very careful. I mean, I must admit, I saw a lot of people yesterday when we were out, when I was out, very sort of people over a certain age, very much masked up. So I think, yeah, there's a very age different sort of PPE situation going on out there, isn't there? Purple Snowdrop, your pacemaker checkup's been cancelled for a year, has it? Wow, God, yeah, you don't see. There's all these knock-on effects that you're worried about. Francesca Bastos, on the flight Zurich Lisbon last Friday, we had to fill in a form with contact details. Claire Ross Reed, hi Mark, Chelsea has started the WhatsApp group and I've started a Facebook group for all the subs. Oh, good. Oh, I'm really pleased, Claire. Laura I could make you all fabric face masks. Where would I send them to? We need to get this PO box. We need to talk to people about our PO box. Pub by me was taking names and people were giving silly names, not taking it seriously. God help them if they get it. That's good, isn't it? Town near me, police closed pub because of not social distancing. Hello, Christine Bett in New Zealand. This is it. Why does COVID linger? Medics and geneticists have not seen this in a virus before. Done 9977. No, I know. It does seem to linger, doesn't it? I mean, I saw an interview fly up with I think he's the economic correspondent. He's that very sort of whacked out character who presents on CNN who got COVID very early on, and he says there's still things happening to him. He keeps getting coughs, he keeps getting fatigue. So it's like you don't just get it and get over it. It does seem like you get it and it lingers. It lingers in a profound way. Now, you may have been drawn to something else in our title, which is why Chi-Chi came in. Chi-Chi's over there, lying down. Did you hear the story about the Labrador? The sweet little Labrador. Listen to this. So if you go to the Mirror's online news website, old Labrador found abandoned and tied to railings at kennel with a heartbreaking note. 10-year-old black Labrador was tied to the gate outside of kennels in Kent. And the heartbreaking note said, "Hello, please can you take me in as my owner has abandoned me after 10 years because I have not learnt to be good. So I have been returned here where he found me. Thank you for looking after me. Sorry for inconvenience." Do you think he's really been bad? He doesn't look bad. He looks really sweet. Oh, bless him. Oh, bless him. Bless him. Poo Poo Bum Bum, Total Storm Addict. Bless him. Just go and watch our vlogs, Total Storm Addict. They're full of absolute insanity. Look at the little Labrador. Was it really his fault? And he's not even, I mean, I know he's not a puppy, but do you think this might happen? Do you think a lot of people, you know, you hear that in downturns, people abandon their pets and things like that? So sad. I know, it's so sad. Why would the owner leave such a nice note? I wonder whether the owner just couldn't afford to keep the dog and felt really bad. You know, you never know. It might have been a really I mean, I know it's easy to just judge, but you know, maybe the owner just didn't feel, doesn't look like a bad dog. But then, of course, Toffee doesn't look bad when you take photographs of her, and she'll take your arm off shortly afterwards. I know, poor old dog. And I just worry that, you know, there's all these other sort of offshoot problems, aren't there, from things like coronavirus. So as people feel the penny pinch, you know, and all that kind of stuff, are people going to abandon their pets? Oh my God, that's what worries me. So sad. Owner probably just couldn't cope. Exactly, Sarah Taste. That's what Nadia would say. Behind the letter, there's probably a story of someone deeply anguished and troubled by the decision. It is such a sad story. But look, guys, going to see you later. There's going to be a vlog landing later today of some form, and we've got backed up to the gills with green-fingered hell and vlogs and all that. It's just been it was busy yesterday. I'm just having to clear out my system, so to speak, and then I can crack on with editing you more stuff. But yeah, lots of love, and have a lovely day. And I'll have a natter with Nadia later today about when the next food or what's for dinner is happening, because I know we've got that happening around 6:30s these days, haven't we? But lots of love to you all, guys. Have a lovely day and stay safe. And as my old friend used to say, don't forget. And then I say, forget what? And he go, just don't forget. Just don't forget. Okay, just don't forget. Got that? Don't forget. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and to hit the thumbs up. Come on. Get it. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry for the